cannot access it. I have money, but I cannot touch it. I don't know how I walked. I mustered all the courage, mustered all the energy, and walked all the way to the bank that day. All I knew is I just met myself in Halifax Bank. I was in distress, and she said, "Do you have any ID on you?" I said, "Look at it, I have it, but out of my IDs." Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. For those who are new here, my name is Favor. Welcome. I think I'm finally getting a grip of this frame and angle lens things. I'm doing a good job. Okay, thank you so much for the love on the previous video that I shared on my NYSC experience. That was a story time. I think that was the last time I sat down to film a story time. Thank you so much. If you haven't watched it, please quickly watch it, share some love, like the video, leave a comment, and I will definitely interact. Today's video, I'm going to be talking about my experience with opening a bank account in the UK here, and the day I almost cried. You guys, it's not clickbait. I was literally in the banking hall and about to throw a tantrum. In fact, not a tantrum, because it was more like, tantrum is like you are shouting and aggressive. It was more like, help me. If you'd like to know more about all that story, keep watching. I try my best to keep the story as straight to the point as possible and ensure that the story is not all over the place, because I've been known to have a lot of all over the place stories. So I moved into the UK in September. I hope that's correct. I moved into the UK in September 2022. I'm trying my best not to say last year, next year, because some people might be watching this video at a later time. So I moved into the UK in September 2022. And after I moved into the UK in September, thankfully, I came in from Nigeria. So I had opened a dollar account. What does a dollar account look like for people who do not know? So a dollar account is a domiciliary account that allows you to keep money in foreign currency within an account within your own bank, your own national bank or local bank in your country. So I'd opened a dollar account with a particular bank because I'm not going to give cheap publicity to any Nigerian bank on this channel. So I'd opened a dollar account, a domiciliary account, and I tried my best to ensure that I got the ATM card before leaving the country. This was because in our country, Nigeria, my country, the CBN, Central Bank of Nigeria, had issued a directive that banned the use of your own cards abroad. So I can't use my Naira. We spent Naira in Nigeria. I can't use my Naira card within the UK to purchase things. I can't use it online to purchase things within the UK or within any foreign jurisdiction. So I needed a domiciliary account, which I believed would help me pending the time I'm able to settle well in the UK and open a bank account. So when I came into the UK, with all of that in mind, I tried my best to get a domiciliary account open and to get the card issued as well. That was another battle entirely, if you understand the way the Nigerian system and Nigerian banks work. So I got the card and I came into the UK, and I was spending money from that dollar card because I was spending pounds from a dollar card. Definitely the conversion rate was a little bit different, and I felt like it didn't make sense for me to keep spending dollars because I can't put dollars back into the accounts except by some miracle or some supernatural occurrence. So I tried my best to open a bank account. So I'll quickly tell you what you need to open a bank account as an international student. So if you're an international student and you're trying to open a bank account, you need basically two major things. Before, the process was more rigorous. You had to go to the bank, pick up a form, or go to the bank, get a number to call and try to open the bank account. But now the procedure is really seamless, at least to the best of my understanding as at the time I'm filming this video. So you could just open an account online. Sometimes they ask you for a certificate or a letter from your university certifying your student status. That is also easy to get depending on the university you're in. So for my university, it's one of the documents that is available on the portal, a letter to whom it may concern. If you want it to be particularly addressed to a particular person or a particular organization, you could also just fit in the address and then they will state the letter there. So the essence of the letter is to verify your house address, because your house address is where they'll be sending correspondences to. And so I got the certifying letter, and I got my BRP. Your BRP is your visa, your bio-residence permit card, and I got my BRP. So because when you enter the UK, you may not get your BRP immediately, depending on your circumstance. I think I got my BRP about 2 to 3 weeks after I had come into the UK. Your BRP, your certifying letter, and I think yes, that's it, your BRP number, because you have a number that is assigned to you, and then maybe your international passport. I'll confirm the details and include anything that I omitted. This was about 3 weeks or more after I had settled in Scotland, and I was spending money from the domiciliary account. So I got all those things, and I tried to open a bank account with the first bank. The first bank I tried to open a bank account with was Royal Bank of Scotland. This Royal Bank of Scotland is very popular. A lot of people know it. It has a lot of branches across the United Kingdom, and that didn't work out for some reasons. It was delayed. I wasn't getting enough response. So one of my friends had advised that I opened a bank account with one of these other apps. So there are other digital banks, like online banks, similar to what we have in Nigeria, called like Kuda Bank, all these online virtual banks that do not have a physical building per se, but they are online, they operate online. So I opened a bank account. There are some banks here you could also consider that if you're just settling in the UK or you're coming into the UK, so you can open a bank account with maybe Monzo or Revolut. Those are the two popular ones. So I opened a bank account with Monzo, and with the way it works with Monzo, I think you can get your ATM card within 10 days. It's very easy to open. So opening the account is very easy. They don't require as many details. You just put in a couple of details, and as time goes on, you are able to confirm your other details as you get there. Maybe you don't have a place yet, or you don't have any number, any other requirement that they need, you can easily update it later on, update your record on the app later on. So you get your card. The most important thing that is required for these banks is a house address. So they need a house address. So if you're not yet settled, it might not be easy to open the bank accounts, because they need an address where they can be sending your correspondences to, maybe sending it to you by post or to send you your ATM card. They need a house address. So that's why if you're not settled yet, it might not be easy to open the account. Back to my story. So I tried to open a bank account with Royal Bank of Scotland. That didn't work out for some reasons, which I cannot remember now. And then I proceeded to open a bank account with Halifax. So then I'd opened the bank account with Halifax. Opened it in terms of I had filled in all the necessary details, and I had filled in or completed the form online, and I was literally just waiting for my ATM card, because the way it works here in the UK is, after you open the bank account, they would send your ATM card and some other details via post to your house address. So that's why they need the house address in the first instance. So I'd opened the bank account with Halifax, and because I now had a bank account with Halifax, and it wasn't wise, like I said, to keep spending money from the dollar account, and I told my people who were interested in sending me money from home that if you want to send me money from Nigeria, you don't need to send me money to the dollar account. They were also not comfortable sending money to the Monzo account because it was digital, and not many people are very comfortable with it. Talk for another day. And so I told them I now have a bank account with Halifax, because after I opened the bank account, they gave me a number. So I was literally just waiting for the ATM card. So I said I have a bank account, there's the bank account number, there's a sort code. I also have a branch that's been allocated to me. All you just have to do is send the money to the Halifax bank account. So you guys, they sent me some money to the Halifax bank account. So there I was with money in my Halifax bank account. I couldn't complete registration on the app because I downloaded the Halifax bank app, but I couldn't complete it because they were also supposed to send you a number which you would use to complete opening and perfecting your registration on the bank app based off of the details they sent to you via post. Hey, people of God. So there was money in my bank account and I couldn't touch it. And because of the way the UK works, there are so many things that if you want to do, you can't do them without a contactless card or without a card that is from a a physical bank card. So because Monzo, you're getting your card within 5 days at most, so definitely they're not going to give you a contactless card. So Halifax Bank's ATM card was going to be contactless. If you want to make payment on the bus service, apart from using cash, you can also use your contactless card. There's some other places and some other websites that they won't even take your Nigerian card. Like to top up my phone, for instance, I can't use my Nigerian bank account to top up my phone, so I couldn't even use the domiciliary account to top up my data after my data had expired. There I was with money in my bank account, but I couldn't access it. You guys, you cannot even imagine the level of frustration. I'll be there trying to get bus service, and because you're not using a contactless card, you can't get the discounts that you're ordinarily entitled to. So there I was with money in the bank account, but I couldn't access it. I can't even remember what happened that day. I think I just got back from a class, and whether I went to get groceries. Okay, my data expired. That was what happened. My data had expired and I couldn't top it. And I needed to do some other things that required me using a bank card. I don't know how I walked. I mustered all the courage, mustered all the energy, and walked all the way to the bank that day. All I knew is I just met myself in Halifax Bank. I was in there in the building. Prior to this day, I had called them that I'm supposed to get my card within 5 to 7 days based on the information that is on your website. Why haven't I gotten it? They were like, don't worry, you're going to get it. I think I called them twice, and then they kept saying, don't worry, you're going to get it. And this was after waiting on the phone call for like 20 minutes. That thing is everywhere. So I waited on the phone for like 20 minutes, and then after speaking to a customer service person said you will get your card. I had not gotten it. This was about 6 to 7 weeks after I had settled in Scotland, and I had opened the bank account for over 3 weeks. You guys, the energy I took to the bank was, I'm going to scatter the place. I'm going to tell them my problem. Like, not when I got there, I was there like, I don't have money in my bank account. I have money, I cannot access it. I have money, but I cannot touch it. I had met a Caucasian lady, and she was super nice to me. So while I was just there in my drama, how will I have money and I cannot touch the money? How will I have money? I can't buy food. I can't top up my data. I can't. Looking back now, it sounds super funny in my head, but it wasn't funny because I was in distress. And you know, the way I was just speaking to the lady was so nice. She was just like, oh, don't worry, we're going to get it sorted out. Don't worry, your problem is going to be resolved. I said, no, why will I have money and I cannot touch it? I don't even know how the tone of the energy just changed. The energy was to fight, but I got there and I was just almost crying. Yes, if the lady had allowed me to continue going on and on, I probably would have just broken down and just started weeping hysterically. Thankfully, she told me that, okay, let's just check your account. She said, do you have any ID on you? I said, look at it, I have it, brought out all my IDs. Scattered it like, I have it. So I gave her my ID, and we checked online, and apparently what the problem was I don't know where the problem came from. I'm certain it was not me. It can't be me because I don't make mistakes. I don't know where the problem came from up to tomorrow. Apparently the postal code was wrong, and if there's no accurate postal code, there is no address for the mail services to deliver to. So apparently they actually had, and the way it works, they are going to deliver maybe like 3 parcels, 3 envelopes. One will contain the ATM card, one will contain the PIN, one will also contain, another one will contain the number that you would use to perfect the opening of your bank app. So there was no way I could have even gotten any of those things. And because I didn't have a bank app, I couldn't transfer the money that had been sent to my accounts to any of my accounts. I couldn't make any transaction with the money that was in the accounts, pretty much. And so without that, if I had stayed and kept on waiting for the ATM card to get to me, I probably would say, no, I've gotten it up until this moment. So I'm so glad I was able to go to the bank that day. And because the lady was super nice, after she helped me to resolve it, so it was more like I was just updating my record on the bank system, and then she really helped me to resolve all the issues, and then she helped me to open the app as well. She helped me to, you know, just perfect the opening of the app as well. So I had the app opened, and she said, don't worry, you're going to get your card within the next 3 to 5 working days. I said, thank you so much. And then she was like, are you sure you don't want to withdraw some money over the counter? She had already seen that black girl in distress. I need to help her. So she said, are you sure you don't want to withdraw some money over the counter? I said, okay, maybe let me just withdraw like 20 pounds. She said, are you sure 20 pounds is going to be enough? After telling her all my problems. She said, are you sure 20 pounds is going to be enough? In my mind, I'm like, do you know how much is in the account? Do you know how much I'm supposed to spend? So I told her that, okay, I'll just withdraw this amount of money. And then she directed me to one store. She said that store I can get money, I can get data and top of my phone, and I should not worry, everything is going to be resolved. No worry, no bothers. I just said, thank you so much. So I think one of the lessons that I can just say I learned is, you know, don't sit still. I mean, there's a story in the Bible of some lepers that they came to a point, I think there was famine in the land, and then they said, why sit we still here until we die? I'll put the verse here, the scripture reference here. And then, you know, that's just the way life is. If you're expecting any particular change, if you're expecting anything to be done, you need to actually stand up and take that step. So yes, with this we have come to the end of this video. I hope you learned 1 or 2 things. Let me know if you will be taking any of the tips I shared in this video to solve your own problem. You have also learned how to open a bank account in the UK or in any other country where you find yourself. Let me also know if you like the story time videos. I will be sure to interact with such comments. Let me also know any other topic you'd like me to film on. And until next time, like this video, leave a comment, subscribe to this channel. You have watched up until this point and you still not subscribed. Subscribe to this channel, and I'll definitely see you in the next one. Bye.